monkey branching to the next life, meeting directors, auditioning for parts, taking classes in workshops, Frank Corsero's Method Studio in Midtown, 56th Street Rehearsal Studios, Carnegie Hall, Harvey Keitel, Hector Elizondo, Harry Northup, Louise Lasser, Tuesday Weld, Shelley Winters, rehashing seedlings, cycling themes, and grander executions, iteration decades. Kate Giordano's movie touched me. The ending turned to sculpture, frozen like winter, a thing of the past. Your birthday weekend next to the wedding. The Tascam catches the ambient volume of the room. Night Tai Chi's into place. VMA after parties occur within blocks of me and I have no idea. Blissfully unaware, Taylor is 90 stories on a rooftop 0.3 miles away. Should have had a kid when I was 16, they'd be raised by now. As it stands, haven't even started. Nothing to show, long way to go over the hump of 2020, 2016. Now a few years in the rearview mirror, tracking shots across the fronts of all the buildings of the skyline, helicopter conversation novels, drone epic poems, lateral 6th Avenue, Jeff Library, scope visual inhaling gaggle of landscape, paying off all debts with my WIT unit, buying my parents' houses in other states, starring vehicles, $20 million paychecks, condos in Queens, Indo for weeks, 12, 13 miles at a time, 13 bar blues, impressionable sophomores, big man on campus because I flunked 10th grade 3 times. Creatures of Midnight, Bed Bath & Beyond was the old Macy's. Just wanted to be home, listening to podcasts, consuming warm media. Now I want to be back at the fountain trying to talk to that girl. Think I'll go to Standard Beer Garden and maybe the River Shore, assembling Rolling Thunder on Bleecker. Very cool and interesting, Mom says. Helen Vendler lectures at Stanford on Wallace Stevens. My neighbor's son going down on the plow, 3 sheets to the wind. 2 left feet, Thane of Cawdor. The city broke out in flowers. The gates of love were open everywhere. Really want to call a girl on the phone right now. I should have met you by the fountain as the sun went down on the buildings and lily pads in the circular pond. Landlord gave me 2 key fobs on LSD, which I think made it easier. I'm a nervous person, that's the problem. Living in an apartment from the 13th century, my experience in the center of the outside, kitchen closing down for renovations, installing a new intercom system, themes which would be investigated again on further depth later. House sitting in the circles 1991 for Paul McGrady, another Australian. Their dog Bosco killed our gerbil, biting it and breaking its back. Swimming in a Holiday Inn indoor pool, where we are not staying as guests. James says I'm a young soul. My Bartman t-shirt is wet with chlorine. Wearing my pizza socks to go get pizza. What? What the Magic Baseball was supposed to be. 918, Elephant Ear. Wonder could I trade my books for a car? Son directly over 7th Avenue. Whatever they're paying you, it's not enough. Edward Hopper ate here. There's no comparison. For future reference, as of yesterday, that's a no. See how you like it. It's my job to look at everything. The face of privilege is in the West Village. The bouncer was pulling out water bottles, specialty egg walls. You see the whole town at the street festival. Summer's still alive, 10:10 p.m. Sunday night, spring in Mulberry. New York is my Europe and my everything else, my world and my universe. Cops smoking a vape, echo in the Bunnymen. I went to the prom with Micah Hammond, washing tongues in the hydrant with the Home Depot bucket. Brain instances reclining on her couch. Brainstones. When the boomers die, we'll have a huge mess to clean up. September 21st, my little red book. Last day of summer, only if you don't believe in science. Zigzag, goldenrod, heath, aster, purple lovegrass. Whistle cool, walking down the avenue. Hope I see something new. Decade-old Solidago flexicalis. Listed with each plant is the number of bird and caterpillar species dependent to live on it. Bloop single subcute, having 16-pound names. I'm home most days. The perfect weather, living in a bottle. 5 dancers, Crane Green, Madison Square Park. I anticipate that dispute. It's a gorgeous day. I forget what they're called. Get lost without you. Seat of pleasure. Give it a bowl. Assumption derp. Overdo it. Naomi Trans narrator who I met at Theater 80 in the back row, stage fright and a million circumstances oriented toward this moment, averring responsibility, wait to sit unimpeded pursuing in a cafe plaza park, convivial social public display space, wild, bold, and polarizing, trying to determine future plans. I speak to my tune, drone spit flame and House of Dragons, heart monitor counting steps, 10-minute play about Cara Delevingne. We need better parts for women. Men write them like MacGuffins. Treat them like prize or victim. How I see them dancing with worry on their faces. Can I interview you for my YouTube channel? Tech deck behind a tree in an echo of light. Paul Schrader scripts and Facebook posts in the cafe going back to like the 70s and 80s. We have no new decades, because they wouldn't let us. Our parents who own everything insist on reselling us the old ones. Enough gas for hours on the way back. Come work for the Geist. I'm on vacation till Halloween. After that, retirement into paid administrative leave. Teen Vogue photo shoot by Wetland Lily Pad Fountain. Look forward to getting back on track. More female friendly. Having a cat around the house. Do you want to play Friday? Too late, too bad. More gig for System. What song are you listening to? Drill, yeet, trap, nipple piercing showing through. There is a huge platform system for podium remorse. This is the ventriloquist section. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Traveling across the city, need a horse strut, leave me out of it. Was that the show or a rehearsal? Nobody knows for sure. Getting turnt on God. Getting turnt on God. They don't want you to be so free. Said he wasn't doing coke anymore. Really, he did it with me. Ran into Matthew Silver on McDougal Alley near the flyer for the open mic, which is still hanging. He lives right next to the Ether, free hand-to-hand combat class. Through the bare minimum, I experience a lot. Pull up in the Ford Fusion. Cartoon people scribbled on the dining barricade. Want to stay out all night partying. Maybe I'll go to meatpacking. Having a young man's body. Ate pizza and cake because I'm living all the way and not worrying about it, at least until Halloween. We make a pretty good team. I have no intention of rejoining society. Nice to be seen. Maybe I'm too sensitive. I thought that's what poetry is. On the verge of tears. When I was in kindergarten, I cried every day. This behavior was discouraged. It was not right for a boy or a child who was no longer an infant to cry like a baby. Part of growing up is repressing your emotions. I almost rode a city bike here from Memphis. Old weirdo with a home studio crossing something really bad. Divided by tier value as genocide, eugenics. I like your jacket. No hierarchies, no assignations of talent or praise. Hilly says vibes, right on the money. I'm reading for a Zoom New York school reading Friday, 3 p.m. New York City time, 8 p.m. Paris. I'll read New York Works and display John's apartment as a special treat. In a prospect of super talls, when we went last from being with Anna, I'm crying and smoking, sitting on the mulch, circling a tree in the churchyard. Everybody's talking but me. I'm not impressed. Fucking the sky. Poetry is bigger than social cabals, or professional interactions. Exchanged, fenced in, cast grave field. Interrupted periodically by trap and drill music. I zoom in close. to the bouquet of flowers on the table.
This is Black Friday, which is cool. Not a lot happened, which is interesting.
I read the New York one in the Library of America.
Yeah.
It came out. I
Some 2 hours later, a strange rider appears just short of the horizon. Nancy hopes he won't mix with her mission. She can finally see
Red planters full of seasonals. Will die. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Avoid snake on McDougal in no mood to talk. Fate bearing down on me. Crying Sauvignon Blanc down Lafayette and West Broadway. I want to stay out late tonight, not looking at my phone, looking into the eyes of the moon. He said it would take 7 years. That was 7 years ago. Nobody wants to hang out anyway. Everybody lives in Brooklyn. I live in Manhattan on the west side near the river, which I find peaceful to watch in the emotion of its struggle. See the friend reading and smoking, walking up 8th Avenue at 21st in the dark, who walks her own shadow for peace. $9.22. Let's keep dancing till we fuck, creating artificial demand, waiting to be discovered. Exterior fresh juice, night. Refrigerate any unused portion in a separate container. Rain 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10, 11. All sales final. Ham salami end up costing me $10.75. The board said $8.99. 2 jugs of water, $6. Shop the Barber Merch Bar. Charlie Kaufman, the screenwriter of Being John Malkovich and director of Synecdoche, New York, was at the Neuronautic reading and open mic Thursday night. Friday afternoon, I read at a Zoom symposium on New York school studies hosted by academics and universities in London and Paris. Kenneth Koch's On the Edge poem I spend Saturday night with after 3 shows Thursday and Friday. Miss going up to meet my dealer, trying to wait till Tuesday. Abrupt dip in the weather. Corner of autumn, hard chrome. September into October. Equinox, Farouk and Too Cold Scorpio. Rocky Maivia. Wild Pegasus. Ambrose in the liquor store. World Citizen Festival. Reach over, please. $1.50 pizza. Can I pay you tomorrow? Most likes in a long time. Never know who you're handing your flyer to, who will receive it. Give it a month. Promoting by word of mouth, 1 hour photo, scissors, glue, and construction paper. Built these buildings, things caught up. Room full, not normal, but we're doing it. Success, obsession, support system, out of reach. Dad didn't answer or return my call. Taking sign-ups in advance, believing back and forth, solo and alone, dome chimes. See people at events, gigs, Monday and Tuesday, forcing myself to relax, compared to our fat and sodium, facts as facts, Zimmerman triple show at 8, neural fission over horizon, superimposed counter anterior, parallel dancing pistachio, parson, friar, monk, nun, patio leg snapshot, night street, wind cab practicing levee, should have got it over with, regret it in the morning, light misting, nothing serious, rain or shine, time sensitive. I like songs that are 23 minutes long and longer, wild on the French Riviera, thinking of your eyes and shape on Lily Pond Lane, puppeteering your soul, and technique with my cock. I go inside you to move your mouth. make the sounds to help you be brilliant, becoming how great. Rose Quartz Nihilism, Moon Rock Diner, Pod Racing Flute Archive, George Burns Cigar Notepad, Paul E. Dangerously at Studio 54, Wire Me Money in an All Hippie Boy's Life, Showtime Tomorrow Night, East 4th Street, We Don't Know Why But It Does, 3 prose poems, Oral Histories Documentation, The Coasts of Bohemia, 3 Subterranean Diamond, His Loft on East 14th, Joe Copping Design from Cigarette Pack, working on a bar stool next to the cigarette machine, survived a plane crash into the highway embankment a mile from the runway. Now brag of 6 million frequent flyer miles. 2 days down, not many more left. Temperature dropping, colder, winter moving in. We aim to please. My magic gets exposure and recompense francs. Sabu from Bombay, Michigan, led an air of mystery about the new Alhambra Arena, where I hope to make pilgrimage, training in Japanese, pure risu, flying from Tokyo to London, drinking and having a good time with people, custom made from head to toe, Hugo Boss, Armani, Perry Ellis Portfolio, Banana Republic, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, Versace, Nautica Sport, Gucci, Prada. This suit cost more than your house. Video art can't be used in testimony or evidence in the court of law. Kit Kat bar melting in the pocket. Communist loft on Charles Street. Labor organizers and union members crashing in rags fast as lightning and turpentine, cleaning your brushes, drumming plastic buckets to eat Kentucky chicken. $25 per person. It's Manhattan, they'll pay it. Establishing maxes in the attic. Red hot neon, even if you lose you win, 'cause it happened. Astrology guides my expectations. Scooter blowout anchored summer. The creator has a master plan, taking the scenic route through life. Even destinations become gone. 1 night in Tampa, 1 night in Palm Beach. Fly up to Sarasota, down to Miami. 1 week in each territory. Finish up Saturday night. Shut Panama City down, Club La Vila, Spinnaker, chance to be articulate in the diner booth or the kitchen. I share with no one and want forever. Quality assurance, how many chances you get, bred nearby, familiar with the territory, getting acquainted with the lay of the land. Winds in excess of 40 miles per hour and pea-sized hail. Is having children a population contest? It feels no matter how rich my life becomes, parents have something I don't have. Compared to our ode, borrowing garbage, management of lasting expectations sounds just like us. Patent the wheel, sharp upturn, food cart, Juilliard bake sale, performing arts library, Broadway tape, inspired by the side window, Joseph Papp's last tape. It's good to be tired. How did they know? Drank all night and felt good. Once I got to work the next day, microphone in the rain, skips and warps, put it through enlightened GarageBand, the literal mildew of waterfront, become something more than you are, broke a lot off the repetition, laid off the friend, in 2 different moods, Chris Elliott, Janine Garofalo, Chris Farley, George Clooney, SNL, 94, 95, transition years, lost years, golden years, protecting tangent, Askewniverse. I'm walking alone in this weird place for no reason, close to the source, texting for updates. I saw this person being made, carousing by the waterfront, down and out in Manhattan, saying her name, protest for Iranian women's rights by Washington Square Arch, at my place on Upper West Side, pull up, a takeoff on the Williams. I keep eating cupcakes, knew they were the last 3 nights of summer as they were happening, couldn't figure out what to do with them.
To think every gene and chromosome is not really that of our own. The paths foregone and those we've taken, maybe even some mistaken. Our purpose and place is only partially fate. The rest is our decision to do the best with what we're given.
Their hands. 2. On the boat home, or the plane, or the car, or
all of them, at once and years apart. Time only seems to exist if you can exit your own body. I was sick with the promise of it all.
For using a military assault rifle. These incidents strongly suggest that we as a country are in a state of emergency. I cannot begin to imagine what it must feel like for a parent to lose a child or for a child to lose a parent to gun violence. Been safe, where they should have been protected, and yet they became the victims of a failed system. Another tragic statistic. This poem is an honorary hashtag acknowledging all those who were brutally massacred and wounded in our schools and public spaces, gunned down
of splendor as they prepared to release. That June heat had been far too blistering, the summer rain an unruly downpour. But it was autumn, and I, along with the foliage, was transforming into something strange and delightful, full of color and grandeur. And what was meant to die was finally dying. It was a dream in which it wasn't spring, but I bloomed in the act of letting go. And much like the brilliant, enduring trees before me,
to the messenger, the archive, the Akashic records, it was coming through the channel with random static, stamping its channel frequency into the gathering verbs, Morse code-like.
This next one's called Brown Hue. A crush of brown and orange autumn leaves, jet hair the color of the end of the day, pearl eyes with a brown hue, shows that there's more to the story. A restless night thinking of these hues, guiding fancy, possibilities, of letting our hearts beat in footsteps we take forward. My greatest fear in the hesitation of these steps, whereas I become an autumn leaf, trampled upon by my own desire, losing my power to rebel against pearl eyes with a brown hue. A parasol could shield me.
Tied to that one. The poem is called We Are Already Here. Does life feel as hard to grasp to you as it does to me? I reach out without knowing what to hold on to. I have so many things to ask you. I wonder about them all the time. Do you have siblings? What is your favorite movie? What was it like growing up here? Every time I see you, I am too shy. I feel afraid. Who am I to ask questions? You ask me a lot of them.
This last poem is called In Search of Remembrance, and this is for my brother Matt. They used to call him Horse. Now I sing a horse song. Let me fall back.
Sun, touching the ground until it glows bright, mirroring shapes and shadow. A lesson in how the breeze can whisk a breath away. Did you know when you first planted them, how many would share moments beneath these trees? They're just as old as I am. Did you know how many would drift in grief or celebration, in curiosity and in critique, or simply just to wander? Did you know how most would never know, where you would sit and watch? What grew around a collection of forgotten things, of cast iron, stone, and bronze, left to patina in the
Sound of rain and play. Wanna cast an unknown 4 years in. Give me a break. Wet bell tower, Four Saints, KCR, Pep War, Cognizant Errand, Scotty Flamingo Nevermore, The Last Warm Days Walking, Extended Airbnb out on the streets, Enhanced Suitcase working for a living, Making trucks suffocating money, Paper shower peel has a type, don't need some dickhead bartender pressuring my artists, but I defer to your taste, sending message in haste, better pecan confidence, emergency meatpacking, the mayor with small dog and boombox, drizzled alleys I will miss, 7th, 8th, 9th Ave, I'll never leave in the freeze-out rain, Vito Schnabel Gallery, I'm the new Rene Ricard, give me a room in the Palazzo Chupi or West Beth Artist Colony, rent-controlled brownstone townhouse on Morton or Commerce. The rain is quite loud, splattering the window pane. I forgot to meditate today, though I went to Chipotle, and that was kind of a meditation. My bones are fluorescent inside, drawn by your electric current. Tugboats going by, circle line cruises, the clockwork of waterways, the rain or the radio, trying to get my job back, begging if necessary. Have you had enough? We're just getting started. Knock knock, who's there? 9/11, 9/11, who? Knock knock, who's there? Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. Big ass wars hiding in plain sight for gun bucks. I want to say private pirate grapeseed flutes of oil. I want to say intimate things in present company. Yes, I'm talking to you. Getting a donut or a sandwich late at night after the bars. Close waiting for the train home, drunk vomiting into a trash can. Then off the platform, onto the tracks. You did too many shots with Shady. It's how we alleviate the pain of being human. I did it last night and the night before that. Time goes on. Eras slip from our grasp. We already missed our chance. Here's a new one, not diminished, but shaped differently, coming in a string like microscopic rocks, threaded with herringbone and resting on clavicles. EDM waterfall, jellyfish capsules. Experiments are quiet. Home studio dead child. The pain of continue. Largo, tires, whoosh, tables and chairs. It's a work slide full of water beds. Nurses and orderlies, you do the math. A history watching itself, helping a star into birth. Medium talent, whack attitude. Easy to get along with, weak starting, gaining these days of rests. Forgot to enjoy them for what they were, as they were happening, rather than try to make them into something else. Productive activity, watched wrestling videos. Goal, to prolong the vacation indefinitely, or stage work, pay, well, everybody. Get rich, get off my back, fighting commerce in a hostile economy. Reverend Billy and the Stop Shopping Choir at the village trip impromptu. I was going to head to the riverbank, say goodbye summer. Only one day. San Gennaro, no music. Klezmer instead. It was a nice deep night, full in the black of intergalactic rapport. We need more women. Her husband's a psychotherapist. Coffee, eggs, toast. Writing scenes for actors in diners. Shooting dialogue on park benches. Running into Matthew Silver, dervishing every single day of my life. Snake on McDougal. Text from 347 area code. I don't know who. Get to know as many people as you can. They're better than books. Books are about them. Text from 347 area code. I don't know who. Get to know as many people as you can. They're better than books. Books are about them. I miss the Upper East Side, Rivoli, Conservatory Water, and Carl Schurz Park by Gracie Mansion. Helicopter the body which was the organism of a city, proud of where it lived, contributing everything to oxygen and the brain supply. No organizational skills, looking to be rescued from anonymity. Publicity streams in the door, dragging the curtailed silver of its foil. That's it for the day, 2 minutes after the hour. My week is a weekend, the weekend for rest, the work of relaxing. Recovery from late hours and grind of social receiving, working the room. I just want to watch comfort TV and content. Did I watch TikTok all last winter? Bungalow editing room, priceless views. Has it been 2 years already? The general presentation of the product, family animals, survival across time zones, Alan Rickman diary in The Guardian, breaks down 9/11 through Harry Potter, meant to be seen on the screen, never going to walk Cornelia Street again. Magnet Theater, Asylum Theater, The Pit, constant meditation, paying attention, carrying water, rolling joint meditation, putting in my notice, tested positive for cocaine, rivers of paint, dining on that story for years, burn up attorney time, Turner Broadcasting Financing Committee, licensing revenue made public, and the safety of our own times, which we could be kicked out of at any time, edict from Turner, Wolfpack attack, just the sheer memory of bullshit, City Park Cottage, rehearsal and flower bed, parents want to come visit, going through New Yorker covers at Bleecker Street Art Fair, William Stagg, Simpe, Saul Steinberg, Adrian Tomine, Are there any women cover artists? Surely there must be. The importance of female painters to New York School cannot be overstated. They are the New York School. Freilacher, Joan Mitchell, and Lane de Kooning picked them up at the airport, staying outside of routine employment at all costs. Favored nations clause. Window light in the wall. Yellow infernos, cauldron fire escapes. 1968, bonus points, Thompson Street, Sullivan Street, Nabisco figments. Midnight Express, faint whiffs doing business, mean wind put you out in the street, weren't being used properly, had to go to the other promotion to become stars. $9.26, Entertainment University. The grace in my heart opened up like buildings downtown to the sun as I walked by them from afar. $9.27. Have you ever read Richard Seiken? Your poetry reminds me of Richard Seiken. Working in Giorno's bunker, 2:22 tomorrow, Karen Finley event, running video in the projector, I'm in love with a stripper. Shared unfinished manuscript via Drive. You're too kind. I'm just honest. The stack smack house mother attention to detail hooked the river above our heads, sharing a joint on the front stoop in the age of COVID, slamming vodka, soda, White Claws, walking to Avenue A till 3 in the morning for $4 pizza, broccoli Alfredo. I walked back to Second for 99-cent garlic cheese slice. Greg stops by to retrieve his tapes, interviews with Edwin Denby and Ann Waldman from the 80s, which I've had in safekeeping since 2019. My poetry's very prosy. That's talk. Brooklyn Book Festival this week. Monochromatic, unmentionable by name. People were hearing my poetry. A rose could be called Petunia. Zimmerman couldn't have written those songs. One feature a week if we feel like it. 40 new followers since 2 days ago. Attention funnels head my way, a downpour of eyes. A person is their magazine. Thanks for the soul of everything. Is that us? Can Calathea bring us water from the Sky King? The torn red line? Roman sandals? $9.28, bio poetry. Got doored walking down a sidewalk. Good save. Crown chakra's on fire. Should have done my own thing. Grew up poor, think ahead, be prepared. Thick-headed only work when you feel like it. I take myself for a walk. The suspect is still barricaded, 2 ounce in my backpack. Master Cunt will see you now. My old lady and his old lady were the same old lady. Condensation on the glass. Doom gaze Jigglypuff. L. Ron Hubbard weekly debut. Rare house, I get ideas off it. Death on the Sacklers, we wear our dipsticks in E. Turn the dance up, Dwayne Newton. Partying at James Murphy's Natural Wine Bar with Eric Wareheim in Williamsburg. I don't know if that's true. Delivering the Navy in a New York dime.
So the open mic is supposed to start at 8. It's 25? 5:15. I was gonna leave at 5, but it's supposed to rain. It's about to start raining. It's not a big deal, but it just makes it harder to get there. So I was gonna leave at 5, but now I don't know when I'm gonna leave. I guess I'll just chill for a second, kind of prepare, whatever. Maybe I'll go live.
Dick Suck Wild Bohemian Libertine, running slides in the bunker for Karen Finley. William S. Burroughs rifle lamp in the corner. I fucked things up. The projector didn't shut off when I closed the laptop like it did in rehearsal, so the disco slide stayed on during her hand-washing segments, which were supposed to be blank. But we did our best. I gave her a flyer for the open mic on Monday. The manager asked me if I wanted to do multimedia full-time, but they quickly found out I am incompetent, as they eventually do at all jobs. Tables, ladders, and chairs to be rejected, that's more like it. The project has become like this weird corporation. My references are ancient, seeing the sausage being made. Then I'm gonna fuck you to death. 2 slices cheese, $3.23 and 7th. Cheap pizza infantilization, 83 weeks, I can relate. Ric Flair broke his back in a plane crash. Flying is a constant metaphor in his work. Rolex watches, clothes, forms of comfort in excess. 9:30, parody. Personal radios throughout my tenure. A creative away from television. An event space with a name brand. Drinking White Claws on the stoop, smoking cigarettes, relapsed into pizza, bound for glory. Keep them in the room, turning lights off, Hot Shots Part 2. Our long-term storytelling, something the network was really excited about. Long-term planning. Things will fall into place.
Do me a favor, could you flick that once?
Just Larry Saunders.
Now, remember, you're all a big part of the show, so the better you are, the better Larry is. Okay, now you see this gentleman? Now he's giving me this sign, and it says, we're on in 10 seconds, so get ready to have a good time. All right, here we go. This is exciting, isn't it?
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Easy Paradise, KGB Monday, Open Mondays, New York City, Manhattan, poetry, comedy, performance art, music, you name it, whatever it is.
Sonny Bono did not get elected to a Senate seat.
We're doing it. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the inaugural Easy Paradise Open Mic Mondays here at...
Did you know what you wanted at that taco truck in Dalhart? Do you know that there's a whole country out there that doesn't care about New York? I do now. I might know everything now. I drank from the shallow creeks. I chewed the taco rellenos with fire still in the seeds. I looked up for God, and every grackle in the tree followed my gaze. Next time I'll follow the trails in the sand, and the small streams will lead me to the window rock. Or maybe the other way, to lie down in a graveyard where desert rats use cow skulls as ashtrays.
How you all doing? 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 How are you all doing? How are you all doing? How are you all doing?
Yeah.
I got a wolf. I'll take that. I'll take the wolf. I'll take the wolf. I'll take the dog.
To my melodic musings, so heady and amorous is her scent. Much like the naked lady Amaryllis, a sweet aphrodisiac. She keeps me guessing, keeps me wondering, keeps me wanting more.
It's like I was about to come over here and talk to you about a couple of things I never really worked out before on stage. First of all, my name is Thud, and that is short for The Devil. You may have heard of my father, the Devil. And
it catches me in the lie of the throat. Who does me this? Ha! Thank you.
Philadelphia is cold, $1,000 bill. They don't let you disappear like they used to, though it's easier than ever to steal an overcoat. So Lacey's Cox Bar in London, weak queen kicks it. At 96 proves only good die young. Billy Joel boomer anthem, more apt than now than intended. We didn't start the fire. Don't expect us to do anything about it. Bloody fucking hell. 2022 will go down in history as the year every poet wrote about those locked plastic cases where the pharmacy keeps shampoo, moisturizer, hand soap, and razor blades. Friends of the birthday boy are all maniacs. While the meal sure is expensive, I don't need a thing except a cookie. Fortune says I should invest in real estate. Whole and fairy windows papered over with motivational posters, wildlife photos, moving quotes by Helen Keller, Bruce, and Newt Gingrich. H is for horses. H is for horse. K is for horses. Matt's at the book sale. He knows everybody, but when he doesn't, he's really listening. Make out with stranger at Gov Island. Mary tells me she enjoys hearing about my escapades, if that's what we're calling it. $5 for a pretzel, $4 for my ticket. Aboard, I hear a woman lament the state of her outfit. That's the thing about New York. You dress cute, and then you go outside. Thank you.
$9.29. No shit. Vision to vision. Who knows what that kind of pain does to your soul? The show Bible. Cutting film is mutilation. Amputating rom-com practical effects disappear as we don't make anything. Repetition occurs with false starts. He's too rich to kill. My aunt had a poster of Mel Gibson nude on the door of her bedroom. Big shoulder pads, herringbone trench coats. If you killdozer muffins, have a great weekend. Keep returning here over and over. Judge 99 hit 61. Humanity needed those songs, so it gave them that place. The line at Trader Joe's begins at the entrance. October 1st. Bo James, or Be Iconic. I fucked her till she blacked out from coming so hard. New York Ulysses, wholesale versatile retail fabric. Sophocles acoustic, ruined it in college and on small sets. Looking back, beats in pavement, playtime's over. That's something that we thought of. I'm ready to embark on a paid partnership with the Algonquin. She had the solo and duet, hot jacket, hoping to get noticed, sitting next to Leg Star. That's not his bitch remaining at the student level, wiring me cocaine, young Gene Lee, King Lear, Wexner Center, so you see everything. Looking back, am I wrong? Get a job sharing the stage, 39th Street, busy Saturday rainy afternoon. I also ordered a peppermint mocha, pinning flyer to community events board since I have my lecture, wishing I was back in college.
Continuous cold reading series in America.
Yeah. Reading plays for a monologue in the Dramatist Bookshop, performing Cowboy Mouth and Life at the Jane Hotel or in my apartment. Autumn kills everything in its path, spending time indoors, reading and writing in public with others. Stacey Abrams while Justice sleeps. Nuclear sensation, Crazy for You production gets brighter and shinier, stopping to think about it, taking your time, forfeiting in one move in D flat. Pictograph behavior in the original. Score nutting up the iconic park in gray weather, a world within the world. The forest within mankind. B.O. coffee shop. Recipe for disaster. Getting a piercing in Santa Fe. Treading softly on wild oats. Jupiter and Saturn. Chariots in the house of Aquarius. Giorgio's a skeptic. I don't know what to believe. Got it loud. This poem appropriates language from the Stephen Sondheim Encyclopedia. I can't take it seriously. Honduras of Wonders, like Cyrus said. Used to work at the library, helping out around the house. I could not do a character set in just life. It's kind of strange when you think about it. I'm too young to be Barbara. Backslide riding the sky in the afterglow. It was the people before us, not us. Liquor store, neon dollar pizza, restaurant row. Just checking out your pizza. How's your pizza today, sir? At neighborhood playhouse, actor studio, never breaking character, never letting the bastards know. Sweetheart of the theater. Such lace theory. When someday you'll be famous, almost no one is. I miss Morningside Heights. Think I'll email them tomorrow, falling short of expectations in a universe of dramaturgs. That was a doozy. Wish you would be a close personal character in my life from across the room. Studying under Alcazar. Date. Kanjaroa. Going to see a Broadway show tonight. We need new Broadways across the continents and utilitarian fame and training for all to go around. Sense memory in a doll's house. We should have wrote our own plays. The characters are teenagers, finding meaning in nothing. The inconsequence of thought was their ongoing trickle, falling forward into a lifetime of adulthood from a production of Macbeth. Maybe saying the name lifted the curse, because it's been 15 bad years anyway. Too lazy, too weak, too timid and scared to break into the industry. Algorithmically perfect representation technique. Now we talk about the remarkable interchangeability of our plugs and sockets as they all fit into each other, but only when the newspaper says so. The critic was sick that night, so the review was handled by a fill-in. Otherwise, the work would have been panned, as the staff critic notoriously did not like the author's previous books.
Like a placeholder or like a kind of refusal of things, so it's like NA, like not applicable, and then 2K, you know, like it says fine, it's okay.
June Jordan touching to be yours. Like how reading you is to recall when June Jordan talks about dumbfounding her father, that she was not.
What has to be said beyond off, on, good, bad? What happens when a linguistic field is generated by high energy signs across a flat plane of signification? There's no need for logical progression. Function is foregone, forethought, already known. That's a black ontological truism the trap music knows deeply. That's its language game.
In the high buildings of Midtown, which were turning to glass, it was only a matter of time before whole neighborhoods were decimated. In the denser heights, Shakespeare's playwright Eyeglass taken over by Jonathan Demme, working in tight closets of light, running away from You Do in the Aughts of Williamsburg.
Trying to say something, to mean something, to live up to the words. I read books, I look at the pages, the words, trying to figure out what they mean. Nobody looks at me.
Allow freedom to reign.
Yeah.
That big, beautiful blue beach umbrella that you stole from me. In the fall, I miss the Sonny and Cher costumes you never returned. In wintertime, I miss my
spine crushed against a grease slime board. Through Il Gore's door, can't go back no more. Why do we feel need to be seen? Obscene obsession, constant connection.
Karaoke pianos, stop to think about Dumbo, the way it used to be boxes, fleet foxes before the umbilical was removed from God. It was long overdue for the night owl. Wouldn't change your life, living upstate with a strong relationship to an institution, long lines and increments. Been years away. Since 2017, my center years emulsifying. I like looking back at new eras as they fossilize. It all runs together in the first person. I have become Spider-Man in the double living, the anonymity, the lack of mentor and chastisement as you go alone, bruised by abrasion and on stage and in the walking.
And houses, cats, cars, trees, me, outward and inward journeys in Joe Brainard's collage travelogues. We're excited to hear him talk today likely about Joe Brainard. Matt Proctor is the editor of Easy Paradise and a videographer at the Poetry Project at St. Mark's Church. His poetry reality show, Scenes from a Life, airs on Manhattan Public Access Monday nights at 11 p.m. I think he's going to change the narrative a little bit with some poetry. Is that right, Matt?
Yes, I thought I'd start out. I wanted to share this with everybody. I live in this apartment. I don't know if you can see this in Chelsea, Manhattan, but this building out the window, it might be overexposed. That is where John Ashbery lived. That's the London townhouse. I live in a neighborhood that has a lot of poets. Wallace Stevens lived down the street. The Chelsea Hotel is right around the corner. So John Ashbery's constantly overlooking. I'm going to read 4 short pieces. I consider myself a student of New York School, having lived in New York and just kind of read the work and working at Poetry Project and things. So I chose some pieces that kind of touch upon different aspects of New York School type things, I guess, aesthetic. I sleep in half. As day rises up my window, I'm a thin half and long with the sun, a carton of Neapolitan ice cream melting into morning, afternoon, night. A line break is almost melodic, like changing chords, then changing back. I listen to a lot of good advice, still don't know how to not lose everything. I like it when it's raining. Spent the last 2 years on drugs and wanted to go further into drugs. It's hard to change without wanting to get revenge. It's hard to change without changing. All these days hanging off me, I don't know what to do with them. 6:15 approaches gently. I take a cab there, rescheduling the unknown. I don't observe anything but the sound of sound. It's not meaning. I love it when the night opens its mouth to sing lightly its stars, a sequence of curves. Don't you think it's incredible? When I hold the night, it's shaped like you. September 4th, Paris 2nd. The city emerged from summer with a new sense of purpose. I walk to pretend it's each other. We get away from this place, watching the city like it's TV. I've got TV in my cave. Oh yeah, this guy's painting McSorley's, $20 original. Outside, it's New York City and raining from an air conditioner. Walking up 8th Street, is that Willie and Phil? Jeanette in between? Frankly fabulous, the destroyer, ruining people's lives in ways they secretly desire. Next stop, Greenwich Village. One person just gets in the way. The people beside you standing up cheering. Is Biden in the Minetta Tavern? Live above Pasta Sateria Rocco. Gonna cost me my fellowship. Met him down the village at the Cafe Bazaar. My own worst enemy was bitterness and resentment. It took gradual years to shed layers. Are you ready for No Way Up? Suffering complications from Burberry. AM field cloud self-sacrifice to the AIDS crisis. Circuitous nights, going to night school, retooling our perspective. So pathetic blew my layup chance to get into pathetic literature. Dream anthology edited, more cruelty of God, trying hard in all the wrong ways. Why wasn't I at Dylan and the Dead, Tom Petty concert when I was 1 year old? Casa Weekend, The Great Sasuke, Jushin Liger, Hayabusa, Mitsuharu Misawa, Tom Berenger as the substitute, Clash Merengues on the yacht deck, looking for something to do tonight. My friends show up a week at a time, free from the complications of proximity, lashing out at the old times. This mix sounds like college, 2007 or 8, Clampdown, Peter, Bjorn, and John. Brooklyn before I got there. Do you remember my opening line? Comparing Elvis tributes, overwhelmed by the normal life, barely keeping my head above water financially. If I was going to be something, it would have happened by now. Call it a day, pack it up and go home. Persuade the culture to talk itself into me. ASMR Cerebral Sherbert.
This is a song about why the Bad Boys was so much fun. It was a
I don't know if this makes a lot of sense. Here, you put the card. I don't really know if this makes a lot of sense. Don't know. But do you know that last year there was about $80 billion spent in this country for coke, heroin, marijuana, maybe an equal amount spent on alcohol, cigarettes. It's scary. Every day in the port of Miami, they're picking up $1 billion worth of cocaine. If I can get a child out of a wheelchair, I don't care where I get the money. So you big wheelers and dealers out there that are so high right about now anyhow, ain't gonna miss getting on a phone and saying, yeah, why not? Wouldn't you like to think that what you're doing might just eradicate one of the most vicious, lecherous diseases on the face of the earth? I'm not condoning what you people do, but I sure as hell would love to share some of that loot with you.
With Obamacare. We bought our dipsticks. The New York Times, slandering our enemies, and I have to say these. It's fucking slow in the bathroom, doing slow.
Taking the world by storm, Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar in their long-awaited rematch in 86 seconds, a squash match, as they say in the biz, which was my experience with New York City the first time, of which I've slightly readjusted over the last decade and a half. Learning what I'm not, New York is the best doctor at showing you that. Cheetah Rivera and Liza Minnelli in the rink. I miss the Upper East Side since my tire's broken. Paul lives there, reminds him of Linda, which is maybe why he moved. She laughs, reading silently to herself. Lingerie models with incredible bodies audition in the next room over. They're always looking for new faces, good actors. Verse gives a more accurate psychological portrait. Drama is shambolic. He recommends the Broadway open mic. There are no public restrooms. Think they're open for another hour. The incidental dialogue of people talking as usual about little to nothing, getting ornery, wanting to leave. You can't see it when you're young. You see different things as you get older. Peach District far away, king of a little city. You could live anywhere. You chose there because of economics, familiarity, and your parents. A city like a tire, mid-sized carburetors. You can do what you want in your life, provided you have money to pay for it. The existential Minch is enjoying Germany to the hilt. I get insanely jealous of people who lived abroad as children. Work for the State Department. Those are colonialist jobs, diplomatic invaders and oppressors. Waiting for you to get off work, I can hear music. What a waste of time. Bought incense and toothpaste at Jack's after wild goose chase all over town looking for my brand. I wasn't tall enough to have money. I was recognizing my true nature as some kind of demonic comedian. I didn't know what anything meant till it was too late.
your barber looking short upon the shore. Barcelona.
Put on a suit like the Beatles. The corn tastes like sour cream. If I could live on Sutton Place, nothing feels more like the movies. The star-making machine has been dismantled. It hurts my feelings going off script. Was it a shoot or a work? Functional communities develop colloquial lexicons. Had dinner now, what's for dessert? It's hurricane season. Cloudy conditions will continue for the rest of the day. Vintage observances having an awesome night on purpose. I briefly saw it from this location. A fifth in school measured that man all the way across the ring. Mrs. Maisel shooting locations, interlaced city spoon, spinebuster, power slop. Bo James wrote it for a city, the heartlands of the future, nothing conscientious about it. Something easy to ignore, about New York Mayor Jimmy Walker. Now we have Eric Adams. On the way to the hotel tonight, I drove through Central Park. Who'd want to be president of the United States when you can be mayor of New York? Weightlifting revenue, his last words. October 2nd. He records a pennant of life, observing socialist realism. Thoreau lived in Staten Island, failing to win his way into the New York City literary marketplace. At the Cherry Lane Theater, performances of Shaw, Café La Mama, founded by Ellen Stewart. Last call for what you didn't do, for talking back at a year-and-a-half stretch, at a time machine politician carting the years around. The crash came sooner than we thought. Isosceles panty head, 1 month in each eye, commissioned by the government to celebrate the bicentennial. Warren Ellis and Supremo massive. Layers get recognition visiting the Whitney. Remiss for what you can't get to as time runs out in galleries.
Yeah, because dollars to the more, we was like throw more. Yo, y'all niggas hilarious. Niggas had the fucking tiny hoes. You took the socks.
The better you are, the better Larry is. Okay, now you see this gentleman? Now he's giving me this this sign, and it says, "We're on in 10 seconds, so get ready to have a good time." All right, here we go. This is exciting, isn't it?
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Harrison Ford, Willie Jones, Jody Watley, and me, Dana.
Thank you all for coming out.
Kingsley. And now, because only he brings out the natural luster of the wood, Larry.
ATV Open Mic Monday! East Wall Street, New York City, East Village, Manhattan, Easy Paradise. Thank you.
Give yourself a big round of applause, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for signing up in advance. We've had a great advance kind of sign up, and we've got guitarists, we've got pianists, we've got poets. We are going to have a great mix of art and artists. We're going to have an entertainment university. There's going to be lecturing, there's going to be knowledge, there's going to be wisdom, there's going to be magic, there's going to be enchantment. We're all going to do our best. We're going to support each other. It's a supportive environment. It's inclusive. It's a safe space. And I just want everybody to do their best and to feel comfortable, to not feel nervous at all. We're all here to just listen and enjoy. And I love live performance. It's all special. And we're here and we're doing it. So thank you, KGB Open Mic Monday.
I decided I'm not having kids, unless I needed one. And if she wants to have kids, I'll do it. Yeah. Cause like I was thinking, like even like I'm a single dude, so like even if I wanted a kid, like I couldn't get one right now, you know. That's not a good way to put it. But.
In the beginning, it's a genre, and so this is my contribution to the life cycle genre. I want to do this for quite a while, a lifetime. If you will. If I may. If I may, if you will.
Things needed in oral care. And I'm waiting, nobody shows up. I just want the toothpaste. Apparently 4 to 5 thieves prefer it. So, okay, there you go, yeah. And I'm waiting, and this man comes down the
forgetting about time for me. It's not a priority when you don't want to go back to a steady schedule, a steady cash. Walking like a slug in pouring rain, and I can only manage one step at a time.
Part 1. The speaker will read stories to your kid in a deep-faked copy of your own voice. Photo, May 2022. I grew up on shame and sugared corn cereal. Shame is the fear that what something we've done or failed to do has rendered ourselves unworthy.
Broken $1 bills. If you have over 51% of the bill though, a bank has to take it. So maybe we could just use the other 49%. At that rate, we could just rip all of them right down that 51% line.
Millennial. You feel me? Right. Yes, super millennial, strange visitor from another decade who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of useless baby boomers. Super millennial!
Home. The first time I fell in love was in kindergarten. Her blonde hair fell on green eyes and she laughed like she had never laughed before.
Humanified bugs sing awkwardly. Ovid and aphids in teenage state cry for sepulchral order at savage detectives blazing in the sun of gross October. If
caught up in the evil crime. Out of a dozen, equal to a dime. Down so low in the grind. Make it out this time. In the end, it's not about a line. I took it for a ride. I was just like, oh God, it's been 3 years. I should
to my left hand, and then she shakes my greasy pizza hand. She doesn't say anything about it. Are you filming me? Please don't film me.
Alright, I won't.
That's incredibly embarrassing.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah. Well, I do a video. I do video shit. Having some pizza here. I'm all about pizza. I've got pizza back in my life. Yeah. We're having East Village pizza. October 2nd. Magenta notebook, yellow grill. Getting it from all sides. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Alive. A bear sucking its claws. Promoted by Horace Greeley, apprentice editor of The Dial. Unthinkable to go by ship to Europe to look at paintings for 3 years. Zola's sources candled the Balzac and City apartment. Political murals exploded to splatter. Content, anger, abstractions. Painting Heartbeat on Times Square. Missing paintings. The galleries were bars, back rooms, cabarets, canceled festivals, unvetted showcase in tombs of courthouse towers. Not the conditions to build a most successful company in the nation. Why not do a Prisoner of Conscience at Theater 80, Center Stage, Euro, Horchata, Social Club, Mulberry? Once you get the line, no sporting events before 2:30 p.m. Sunday in Catholic New York City. Light was on the face, a gray wall behind. His plays and paintings served a social function, world historical in tone and scope. Do my hair in one color, soft at the edge. I cut it myself, negating your compliment. The swelling organization muscled me to the brim, like the Elgin marbles, spatial arabesques. I don't like DM, 90-day windows suit my temperament. Don't screw me 2 business days later. Grime on snow, scraped clean, crushed brands on the curb, veiled edifices, architecture and shrouds. The climbing reflections digitale smack dab invasive to fake nature, disrupting the surface, trends and ideas. Overzealous pockets stuffed with cash. Fuck you, pay me. Not a popular lecturer, but bringing speaking to Concord, New York, Camden, Amherst, Worcester. Good timing, but no confidence to act, so often relegated to the background. I don't read things that aren't fast because life is fast. Regret that I didn't walk further north to Times Square last night. Opening narration by Walter Winchell. The dream of lights gauzy down Broadway, a child of the Yiddish Theater on 2nd Avenue. The organization had many venues and homes throughout the years. East New York is the last cheap place. The literary scene in Crown Heights, recording audio commentary Saturday night. Alan Rickman at Balthazar, his townhouse on West 12th between 4th and Hudson. Different colors on the front, different colors on the back. Barbara Lee Diamondstein Spielvogel's interview archive at Duke Library Digital Collection. I need a university job, the comfort and security of academia. They need people to study who were made last century, not knowing what they were doing, but quickly made product for media, something to sell, something to talk about after 10 years of being unknown.
See you, bye. Hey, chill. Listen, I will get it to you by Friday. Oh, and Timmy, you're what's the deal? What's the deal? So then I told my mom, you're not going to school, I'm going to school. If you got any problems with that, you're gonna have to talk to my agent. Okay, Mom? I'm gonna talk to my agent. That's 215-779-7122. That's 215-779-7122. Don't believe me, Mom? Then give him a call. What's the deal with phone calls? What's the deal with phone calls? I don't understand phone calls. What's the deal with phone calls? Phone calls. Phone calls. Hello, operator. Yeah, just need to order the next bit, please. 30 minutes? Come on, I'm bombing up here. What else? You guys seem cool. You guys seem very nice. It's a nice crowd.
What can you do? Come on, comment. I'm counting on the comments. I ease up in the moment. I really hope you owned it. You're trying to get $1, and do you think you know know me. And if you tell the difference, well maybe you can show me. Well come on, comment, I'm counting on the comments. I ease up in the moment, I really hope you own it. You're stacking up on the problems like, I bet when you're stacking up on the problems like, moment.
Anna. On your eyes? No. No, we're gonna open that up. Open it all the way up. And we are going to cover my hands. Well, you're gonna wanna hold it. Well, okay. Like a screen, Knox. Like a screen. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, I am going to get out of these chains. Boom.
What?
Yeah. And then, you can put that screen down. Thanks so much. And then I'm going to try to get myself out of these handcuffs. You did a pretty good job on the handcuffs, though. This might take a second. Do you want to stick around for that? Sure. You want to claim your victory? You don't have to. You can sit down if you want. Everyone give Knox a hand. All right. Okay.
And together we are Just and Jeff. Jeff and Buttons. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Nailed it. Yeah. Go back to history. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show for you.
Responds well to her commands.
Thank you. Look at me. Look at me. Stay. Good boy. Drop. And give me 20. I have to say 20.
You're hardly a virgin by far, oh great big Mother Magura. Well, we say how lucky we are. You're known as the goddess of heavens, but you are our goddess by far. You like that?
Non-consecutive, not the same digit twice. It can be like a 3, 4, 5. You know, like that's where it's going to be at. So like no 2 digits are the same. Okay. So pick any 3 digits. Okay. You can say what they are. It doesn't matter. That involves 16 industrial grade rat traps. They're alive. It is real. Nothing. I mean, real. It's legit. It's mouse trap. Really. Next is rat traps. They're even bigger. In addition, myself and Cyclo Jack Sullivan, another great sideshow performer of mine, we're doing an amazing thing involving
Rock and roll, everybody! We're partying in the fucking basement! We're playing ping pong! We're not listening to our parents! We're making microwave popcorn! We're doing it till we fucking die! We're living forever! Fragile! That's the lesson here tonight. Everything is fragile. Your fucking life can be destroyed in 1 second. And no one will even fucking see it. You'll post it on the internet and nobody will watch it. It'll just be in Google database so they can search and they can find out that you made abject threats at Mitch McConnell. And you made direct, lethal threats in specific language to Supreme Court justices, to government officials, to the criminals, to the crooks, to the philanderers, to the corporate shills, to the war machine, to the profiteers of the deaths of children, to the profiteers of the blood of the fucking kindergarteners. Joker mode, Joker mode. System Lord, Joker mode. We will stop the bullets. We will stop the fucking bullets from the children. We will protect the children. We will say no. Force field around the children of Uvalde, Texas. Force field around the fucking children in Connecticut. And blood on Alex Jones. Death and misfortune on fucking InfoWars. This is a goddamn InfoWar. Woo! We're killing you. We're murdering you with scimitars of knowledge. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, baby. System Lord. Nuclear bomb. Dumbass. Ignorant. Hateful. Right-wing war machine. Halliburton. Cheney. I rip your heart out and light it on fire and throw you into the fucking lava pit from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Kali Ma Shakti Day. Kali Ma Shakti Day.
His meeting with Whitman was uneasy, but each recognized the impressiveness. It took me 5 years to get a conversation. You ended in 2 sentences. She rejected me 4 times before changing her mind. We're on 10th Street, 10 years of hanging around, listening to the dialectic, broadcasting, reading. I took the first job I was offered, made half as much as the senior writers for doing the same tasks. Abandoned banisters, Little Brown Derby, De Palma, Voyeur, and Back Row, happening upon a wet mini episode of the past. Seasons, chapters, books of one's life, wrestling, living theater, jazz, living by the park.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing.
Could you please turn on the kitchen? Yeah, so we'll turn on the lights.
That's right, Hunter S. Thompson, of course, yeah.
It's truly a third person. Hemingway.
Yeah, right.
Hemingway.
Did you ever read that William T. Volman stuff?
No.
That dude's into some pretty wild.
Yeah, Volman intimidates me.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff and it's also big and long. But Griffin's a huge Volman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Volman read at the... Perhaps the...
Probably starting in about 10 minutes, so if anybody needs to use the restroom.
Wrestling, living theater, jazz, living by the park, embedded Manhattan, the big chill abruptly downgrades the leaves. You freeload off our consciousness, we keep you alive. All I want is the box. In that egg graveyard, snow shall convince us all. Judy Garland and Andy Hardy walked the earth with bowls of murmur. Ermine connective tissue migrated over generations, decades of breakdown. She's having a baby, letting the rose light in. Wasted conquest, I go where they book me. Running campaigns of debatable success when Britain seized Manhattan's shores during the Revolution. Cocktail reception audience bridging London to New York City, Toronto, Paris, Chicago. vegetation stalks ambassadorial vestiture, run into but don't talk to Matt Silver 4 days in a row. My committee is rarely me. The reaching helplessness of the note was pressed against the desperateness of the neighborhood. Brooklyn was the better city. Cafe Riviera Schmo Show number 2. Growing as we go, the Kleins were squishing, getting deep ideas on checks you can cash. 5 spot a block away, and mention locations. 2nd Avenue. Turtleneck coffee, rides bus, convert to single line of mark, getting nothing done. The audience forms who you are by rejecting what you're not good at, even though you want to be. You gradually settle into what you were before the beginning, which was a recognition of something you already knew about yourself. Raphael hates his name, though most agree it's great. I appreciate people coming out and trying new things, an ultraviolet purple LED light, passing by again at the end of the night, after everyone has gone home, trying to look like Alex Katz's cutouts, skinny ties, tailored sports coats and shirts, slacks and hair cut neat, a trim simplicity as the 60s exploded. That's what was in that wardrobe moment. Bought 2 collections like an energy vampire because the season is bringing on its severity. In another life we were married. In Brooklyn she knew she had to get out, so I drove her there. Caveman means cellar, which is where I perform in the midst of this swirling. We transcend history, though nobody knows about it. Backup singer for Jerry Garcia says she keeps crystals in her bra. Maybe I should try that. The light goes off on document stairs, then comes back on before the film runs out of the camera.